Hello, faves. I welcome you to the Diamond Ernest podcast. As you all know, I'm your favorite girl, Miss B. And it's just with this excitement I'm feeling right now. Some days ago was my birthday, so happy birthday to me. You know. And today, we're back again. I'm in the studio with one of our, wonderful guests. She has always been supportive back to back. Coming on the show coming on the show to share her insights on how she sees life and everything. And she's here with us today in the studio. Guys, I want you to meet Betha Emmanuel.
Hello viewers, hello lovelies, nice to meet you all once again, and I hope we have a great time today.
Yes, so what's up with you?
I'm fine.
A few days ago was my birthday, so
happy birthday once again.
Thank you.
How do you feel about your new age?
Oh, sometimes I wonder if I'm really getting old.
Oh yes, you are.
Oh my god, that was so I'll be like, I'll be thinking. I remember when I was but I remember when I was 18. I just remember when I used to play Under the Rain. And then now every year I be like, see growth though. Like,
and I mean in that time there's been progress. So
yes, there's been progress, and the truth of the matter is, for every year I celebrate my birthday, it gets better.
That's it.
Gets better. You get to meet new people. You get to experience new things. You get to feel love differently. Every year brings different packages for me. So yeah, that was it. So
I'm glad you had a good time.
Thank you. How was your weekend as well?
It was a good weekend. I had a good weekend.
What to do, girl? So thank you for joining us today in the studio.
Thank you for having me.
I have a very important topic I want us to talk about. The show is all about diverse conversations and interacting with the audience and seeing their own point of view, what they think and everything. So today I want us to talk about emotional abuse. While we're still on the line of the expression is like, okay. Have I gotten to the place where I need to just say some certain things without feeling it? Okay, I got you. We have time today. I honestly want to talk about emotional abuse, but before then, last episode, just last week that we posted, somebody shared something with me, and we spoke about just a moment. We spoke about sexual abuse.
Yeah, we spoke about sexual abuse
and rape, right? Okay, somebody shared something with me. I'm gonna read it out. Things are happening. The funniest part is, if you listen, the person is from a French country, right? Okay. So she had to send us. She doesn't want to be known. She just wants to keep it anonymous. Yes. So she had to send me her own story, because she said when she was watching the video, she felt like we were talking about her. Yes, she had to take a pause, and she cried so much because she felt like it was her. Nobody believed her when it was happening to her. Do you get? Let me read the story. She said, she sent it in French, and then my phone translated it to English. So the words might have a little bit of, the English might not just balance well. So we'll use our self-balance and you comprehend it. It said, "Hello, I'll tell you my story. When I was 16 years old, I was in the first year of ESF. Maybe that's the name of the school or something. I had just returned from boarding school and went to my uncle's house for the 3-month break. When I arrived there, I was working on a Thursday. His wife was traveling. So we were alone in the house. That night, I went to bed, and he came into the room while I was sleeping. He started touching me, and I refused. He covered my mouth with his hand, and I was violated by him. I ended up in the hospital afterward. He claimed he found me at my home with my boyfriend, which was untrue as I didn't know anyone in that city where he lived. Wow. Okay.
Wow.
When the doctor wanted to ask me questions, he threatened me, saying he wouldn't pay for my school anymore if I told the truth, because I am an orphan. So I decided to talk to my other uncles. After leaving the hospital, no one wanted to listen to me. We said something about when people are sharing their stories, when people are talking about what they go through, nobody wants to believe them. The society is not even ready. They always feel it's the woman's fault. You see, she said, no one wanted to listen to me. They insulted me without knowing the truth. I continued to live there in fear for a month. Then one evening, he came into my room again, violated me and threatened me not to speak.
Again?
Yes, or he wouldn't pay for my school fees. This time, when I fainted, wow, he violated her till she fainted. He took me to a house far from the city in a village. When I woke up, he had locked me in, and when I screamed for help, no one answered.
Oh.
I was violated every day, and there was no phone there. I spent 3 months in this village. Wow.
Wow.
I was violated every day for 3 months. He lied to my family that I had run away from home with a man. Every time he came back, he violated and threatened me. One day, he came back drunk and forgot to lock the door when he went to sleep. I waited for 10 minutes, then I fled and locked him in the house. I went to the police. He had already reported my disappearance.
This is crazy.
Claiming I had run away from home with a man. Jesus Christ. Why am I having chills? After that,
I'm literally having goosebumps listening to it.
After that, they didn't listen to me. Just called my family. My father's older brother came to pick me up. We arrived, and in less than 2 hours, I ran away for real and found myself outside sleeping on the street in the old house. Now, after me, he violated my little cousin who was only 8 years old. And that's when my family believed me. But I wasn't there anymore. I had fled and was afraid to return home. Up to date, I cannot return home. My cousin, who was in the hospital, said it was my uncle who violated her. Her mother filed a complaint. But as he has money, the case never progressed until today. That is, because of he has money, the case was stagnant. No progress. Oh, I don't even know the English to use. The progress.
Yeah.
After several years, when I approached my family to explain, they asked for forgiveness and I accepted. My uncle cannot change. When he sees me, he says he loves my figure and spanks me.
You.
I spend my time crying, but thank God I left my country to go somewhere else where I can no longer see him.
Wow. Well, first of all, that's a sad one. And you see why it's important for parents to build relationships with their children, like a trustworthy type of relationship.
But she's an orphan.
Oh, the story says so. Yeah, she's an
orphan. The story says she's an orphan.
But she must have had a guardian or something.
Exactly. Her uncles and her aunties are the only people she can confide in, but they do not believe her.
That's crazy. That's really crazy. I feel sorry for her.
You know the part where he locks her inside the room for 3 months and every day he violates her? That's one got me.
And the audacity to even go file a case that she's missing, knowing fully well that you're the one keeping her.
In the room.
In another village.
Things are really happening.
That's crazy.
Just imagine this kind of a person. What do you think is happening to them right now? What do you think is happening to her? And you know the lucky part is I get to know this person.
Okay.
I know this person. Alright. I'm not close to the person, but I know the person. So now, because of this story, I've seen a need to want to just always want to talk to this person, counsel them, talk to them, because yes, the person is not stating their name or anything, because you don't want people to. Their uncle might be somewhere, and maybe because she still have the fear of what the uncle might do to her.
Oh, yeah.
Because, like she said, he's a prominent person. He has money. So she's saying, yeah, she's letting this out because she wants to feel free. She wants to heal completely. She's not letting it out because of her uncle. The man that is doing this thing or that did this thing to her, I'm so sure that wherever he is and he hears the story, he will know
that
for a fact that he is
like
the person.
that crown, that shoe is for him.
He will know that he is the person.
Mm-hmm.
And one day, just one day, but first of all, is now the victim now. This is what causes them to suffer a lot of trauma.
Such is very traumatizing.
A lot of mental. In my next episode, I'm going to talk about mental abuse, mental illness, a lot of mental sickness. Their emotions will not even be stable. They will have mood swings. Sometimes they feel like they're happy. Sometimes they feel like they're sad. Sometimes they feel irritated. They feel filthy.
They start seeing people in a particular type of perspective that is not healthy
at all.
At all.
Please, wherever you are, we are sending you our love and lights. Trust me.
Like for real. I'm speechless. I don't even know what to say about it.
I'm sending you so much love. If you want to have out, in fact, I'm gonna email you my personal number, my private number. You can always talk to me. My private number. You can always talk. You're a very strong person. Whether the person that just spoke right now or you that is out there that have a lot you want to talk about, or you feel nobody wants to believe you, I'll believe you. Nothing matters. We'll believe you. And we are going to support you.
We will.
For real. Okay, that's the essence of having this program, right?
Of course. And I think having a platform where you can come to share your problems like that, especially problems that you cannot relate amongst people inside of you, it's really helpful as well. So like she said, she's coming to us so she can pour it out. And get the ease and peace that she deserves. You understand? So we're going to be always here to have your stories, share your stories with the world as well.
Exactly.
And we hope you recover and find peace, because
you're not at fault. It's not your fault.
Exactly.
It's not your fault.
But
it's not your fault. That's crazy.
It's really crazy. Like,
while we are still on that, let's now look at this. I'm so sure people will not understand. Now, the topic we want to talk about today now is emotional abuse. Somebody out there is going through an emotional. Somebody out there is chained, is in the web of an emotional abuser right now, and they don't even know how to go about it, how to break free. So first of all, let's help them identify that they are being abused emotionally. Everybody can define emotional abuse in different forms, in different ways. So from your own inside, what do you think an emotional abuse is?
Well, thank you for the question.
You're welcome. I'm just downgrade now, but you know.
First of all, concerning the topic emotional abuse, I'm going to be speaking based on my knowledge. I'm not saying the fact, because I'm still going through a process of learning, relearning, unlearning, and all of that. So
we're all here to learn.
Exactly. So I'm going to be speaking about this topic of my knowledge. I'm not saying it's 100% fact. It could be, but you get my point.
Yeah, so you're allowed to share your own opinion as well.
So emotional abuse involves controlling a person using emotions to sort of like criticize, to what's the word for it? You know, when you try to make a person like feel like
Humiliate.
That's the word exactly. So when you use emotions to criticize, humiliate, and do some sort of things to people, you don't have to physically put your hands on people to abuse them emotionally. You get it could be verbally, or it could be with your actions, the things you say, and all of that. And those things could get to people and hurt them. Those are things that I refer to as emotional abusive acts and stuff. So that's like my definition of emotional abuse.
Have you ever find yourself in a space where you've been emotionally abused before? By anybody, maybe?
Yeah, I think at this point in time, with the way life is in general, everybody gets emotionally abused once in every 2 days.
Yeah. Because you just meet somebody that is happy that she's going on with them, and they just put all their pain.
Exactly. Everybody's out there abusing people emotionally. Sometimes you might not know.
We call it abuse when it's a repeated factor.
When it's a repeated factor.
By one person, or you know, not somebody passing on the street and then you just do one. It's when somebody is like,
that's freestyle abuse.
Do you understand? That's like a freestyle abuse. Yeah, that one is right. That person is trying to pour their anger on you. They are already having a bad day.
Okay, but so when it comes to that type of emotional abuse you're talking about, I think I have experienced that with a couple of persons.
Okay.
Yeah, first it's from family members. Like growing up, you know, you have this uncles and aunties who are not emotionally intelligent, you understand, to even carry themselves, let alone deal with
another person,
a second party, like, you understand. So yeah, I've had experiences like that where I got emotionally abused.
Wow.
Yeah, I have.
You didn't see it as maybe your uncle or your auntie is trying to scold you for not doing the right thing.
Oh,
how did you identify it as an abuse emotionally?
Because of the way I felt about it. There's a very thin line. Exactly. There's a thin line when you're trying to discipline somebody or when you're abusing the person, you understand. You could say some words to somebody, let's say as a child growing up. There are times where I do things and I'm out of the right, and as my guardian, you could easily come to me and tell me, hey girl, because I'm still a child, I'm in a process of learning, I don't know everything, you understand. So you could come to me and tell me, what you did is wrong, this is the right way to go about it, and if I'm to be punished, you can go ahead and tell me, okay, for every wrong there's a
disciplinary
penalty for you, you understand, that kind of thing. And I know as growing up, I was an intelligent child, so I would definitely understand you and grasp what you're trying to say. So I'd probably take my punishments, but learn my lessons as well in a way that is healthy, you understand, for me. And that's how I feel it should be. Not when a child does something wrong and you go, you are very stupid, you're very dumb, you're so slow, that is why you don't do this, your mates are better than you, and all of that.
So the verbal abuse makes them, the verbal abuse affects them emotionally.
Exactly. And when we talk about emotional abuse, it's also a thing of, it's more like psychological abuse as well.
Yes, it is.
And you don't have to go
emotions.
Exactly, that kind of thing. So when you hear all those names and all those things, and they start comparing you with other kids, start telling you how other kids are better than you, and it just it messes up your emotions, and it's a repeated act. It's a cycle. So it's, oh my god.
I know, I feel you. I can see the emotions.
Well, I'm sorry for the kids out there who go through it. It's something that when I think about it, it just builds up some type of emotions that I don't want to be having. But that's what it is. Yeah. So I feel like as parents, there are better ways to go about things. Not even as parents, as people generally, there are ways to communicate your feelings with people. And I'm not saying I'm right, because sometimes I do go crazy. I know why I'm saying
I understand the way you are talking to, when you are advising other people, you put yourself inside
exactly,
too,
so
because you can fall short of the
exactly.
of this.
Sometimes I do go out of my way when I'm angry, but what I'm saying is that there's a right and proper way to go about
Exactly, and
it.
you've even recognized that you do go out of your way, so that's a
Exactly.
leading path for you to be better
Exactly.
and improve.
So yeah, that's what I have to say on that.
Okay. Oh yeah, I understand, because when you wanted to say, I was about to say,
yo, what, chill.
I was about to okay. Before I say, everybody falls short of it.
Mm-hmm.
But there are some people that they do these things and they see it as normal. They see it as way to go.
Okay.
They find, some people find so much pleasure in trying to bring people down. They feel like, okay, if I don't do it, how am I supposed to make this person understand that I am bigger or higher than them? I've got power over them. Do you get?
Yeah.
And then when they find themselves in that kind of a space, those ones that are going through it, they will just accept it. They just accept it as a normal thing. So that is why I honestly want them to identify that as a human being, right? There are some things that we shouldn't accept as normal.
Oh yeah.
Emotional abuse should not be one of those things.
Mm-hmm.
You have the right to speak up. You have the right to tell yourself what you want to hear.
Mm-hmm. And you know, people who accept being emotionally abused as normal are mostly people who has been abused all their life, and they haven't had the chance to like have another type of affection given to them, or experience another type of emotions, you understand? So they're always confided in this space where the only thing they receive is emotional abuse, and it's been that way since there was a child or something.
Yeah.
You understand? And they have not pictured it or pinpointed it that, yo, this is me being emotionally abused. You can only abuse a person emotionally if the person wants to abuse. I know what emotional abuse is, and I will not and I cannot accept being emotionally abused. But if I'm ignorant of it, that's where you get stuck in there, like,
and then it builds
up until maybe you find a savior, somebody comes to save you out of there, or maybe when they're almost ready to use emotional abuse to wound you.
Yeah, for you that you have even gone through it, it has some certain effects on people.
Oh yeah.
So what was the effect it had on you?
Growing up as a child, first of all, it messed up with my confidence, because you know, when inside, that's where I experienced most of my emotional abuse.
Okay.
By the people who are actually supposed to help boost your own self-esteem and confidence. So when I was inside and I was hearing stuff like, oh, you're not good enough for this, you're lame, you're dumb, you're slow, all of that stuff, subconsciously I honestly thought I was, because that was the only thing.
So you started to accept.
Exactly. I started to accept it. I mean, my honors said this is what I am. You understand? But when I got outside for a while and I experienced a different type of love, a different type of emotions and affections, and people started letting me know that, yo, you've got this light in you, you're bright, you're intelligent, you're this and that, and they proved it to me. But don't mind you, back home they tell me you're lame, you're dumb, you're shit, without proofs.
Yeah.
But when I go outside and they tell me how smart, how good, how nice you are, how intelligent of a child you are, and with proof. So I started to use that to build my self-confidence back. When I go back home and hear those things and I compare and contrast, I'm like, okay, this makes more sense. I'm gonna
choose what you want.
Exactly, that kind of thing. So it really played with my self-esteem. And it also affected my social life. Having friends. Even till now, it's something I struggle with.
Oh wow.
I could not build friendship with people, children outside, because I was always being compared to them. You understand? It made me start to generate this type of, I wouldn't say hate, dislike
dislike
for other kids because I was being compared to them, you understand?
Wow.
And it's not like something I wanted to do because it's not like something I did because I wanted to do it, you understand? It's something that happens naturally. That's what such comparison breeds. Understand? I read a story one time where a mother kept comparing her daughter to the neighbor's child, and at some point the child got like so overwhelmed about it and had to kill the neighbor's child because she wanted her mom to stop comparing her.
Wow.
With that. Yeah, it could go to that extent, but for me it wasn't that deep. I just had this dislike for other kids.
Yeah.
Because I felt like they was too good, like they were better.
Why can't you be like this?
Exactly, that kind of thing. And at that time I did not learn this I did not learn the way of if you're not good enough, if you're not as good as somebody. Now if I meet somebody who's better than me, first of all I'm going to acknowledge the person. You're good enough. Can I learn to be like this? You understand? If you got something I want to learn from, I ask you to teach me. But then if I was being compared to those kids, I couldn't go to them to ask them, how do you do? Can you show me how to build my self-confidence? Because I didn't know that how I didn't know she could work like that, you understand? So what I did was like I had this resentment for them. I just kept them, I don't like you, don't come close to me, I'm not good enough for you, you're better than me, and all of that, which was very
lonely.
I was, trust me.
Wow.
The only person that usually played with me a lot when I was growing up was my elder sister. Until she left, and when she left, I was like, it was just me till I met my best friend, and then, but then, so it messes up your social life. Like I said before, it messes up your confidence,
your
self-esteem, and
your social life.
It plays with even with your mental health as well.
Yeah,
it plays with your
the emotional abuse definitely is like a string. It goes down all the way to your head. Because whatever reaction that comes from your body is channeled to this.
It even affects you physically. Like
you might be looking drained, pale.
You look pale, even if you're eating and doing shit, but because
you even have loss of appetite.
You even have loss of appetite. You can't even eat the goddamn food. Like, even if you're okay, let me sleep, let me rest, and all of that. But because your mind is troubled,
and that's insomnia.
Exactly.
It just cause you sleepless nights.
Sleepless nights, and you know that your body is a reflection of whatever is going on inside of you. So you have to deal with that physical stress as well as the rest of the other side effects that come with being emotionally abused.
So it simply means somebody out there that is having some struggle with not having good sleep, somebody out there that is having struggle with the self-esteem, somebody out there that is having struggle with the self-confidence and the social life, they have to recheck themselves.
Oh yeah,
they have to recheck themselves, because the truth of the matter is some people have lived into this abuse for so long that even when they come out of it, they go about living their lives not knowing that what is happening to them is not normal.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, so people will be like, oh okay, I just grew up not having boldness to talk to other people. Come on.
I just remembered something, sorry, let me share the story with you.
Okay.
Some days ago, somebody sent me a package. It was a dress. When I received it, it was a dress. And the person that delivered it to me was like, oh, I sell dresses. And a friend of mine saw this dress and said it would look good on you. So I'm like, who's this person? I don't know. And she goes ahead to describe what the person is. I'm like, oh, okay, I know the person. And blah, 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 the dress got to me. Okay, he had to come deliver the dress by himself. So when I got the dress from him, after saying thank you, I was like, I didn't mean it. That question was in my head, but then it just came out of my mouth. I'm like, is everything okay? Why are you giving me this dress? What do you want in return? And my sister from inside the house screamed, Betty! I'm like, what? Like, it's not like
it was not sitting well with you that
it's not something I'm used to, you understand? So I'm trying to say that I'm trying to use that materialistic example to show you that if you go through a process that you're used to, I'm not used to people gifting me, I'm not used to anything. So
That's you've been abused
somebody
before.
gifted me, you
emotionally.
understand? I'm like, waiting happen.
You just feel everything has something in exchange.
Exactly, because that's literally how I've always lived my life. For everything I get, I have given something for it. I have either worked for it or exchanged it with something.
You didn't sit and it comes to.
I haven't sat and somebody just like, this is a gift for you. So I was like,
Me too.
I was like,
It will be shocking you, like
my sister said, you are a nice person. Let people be nice to you.
You see,
so those basic words of encouragement in the house that you don't get. If you go outside and people tell you, you question it too. Like, I'm trying to say this in relation to the confidence something.
Yes, I know
that I'm talking about. So if you don't get it inside and people give it to you outside, it feels strange.
Yes, it feels like is this coming out for real? I remember when I was growing up, I didn't see myself as a beautiful girl. Yes. I never see myself as a beautiful girl because my fellow girls don't like me. When I was growing up in school, they don't like me. I don't know. They just feel I just feel maybe they don't like me maybe because I'm ugly. Or yeah, that's how I feel because the body languages they give to me and everything is like you're not supposed to be here. You don't be it ugly by face or by heart or just don't be here. So growing up, I did not see myself as beautiful. And it was even now more, it was worse when I had very few persons then that would look at me and say, you look so pretty. Do you understand? As years started passing by, that's when I recognized that I was actually abused mentally and emotionally. So pasa means very well. It's I'm telling you, I have never, it's just of recent and few years ago when people be like, oh, you're pretty. Up to today, if a guy tells me you're beautiful, I am not telling you, I'm not lying. It will still hit somewhere in me. I'll be like, I'll not go and check myself in the mirror. He doesn't know what he's saying.
Please take it from me, you're beautiful.
Do you understand? I'll be like, let me go and check. I'll look at the face. I'll not be looking at the face. Which part of the face is beautiful?
It's the nose. Or is a smile?
I'll be like, which part? Which part did he say is beautiful?
You're damn beautiful.
Do you understand? Thank you. And I'm just saying that was how it fucked my
I
head.
will stop looking at you like that.
You understand? Like, you see how crazy it is. I was like, When somebody look at me and say, one thing I know for a fact was growing up as a child, I love mathematics. I do not like English at all because English is hard for me to speak. This one I'm speaking like this. I tell you, it's by the divine intervention of the Holy Spirit. I'm going through a lot. I'm struggling. So do you understand? So that one I know mathematics. To an extent I did when I was growing up. Do you get until our brain scatter, our brain don't spread everywhere. You don't know too many things for life, so you know if we come back together. So the point is, this is what I was confident in. But I cannot go out and be confident that I am this, I am fine, I can do this, I can do that, because I have gone through, just like you've gone through so much mental abuse or emotional abuse. People tell you, you cannot do this, you cannot do this. No, you're not good enough. Oh, you don't belong here. Oh, step back. Oh, do you understand? So those things actually affects those people, these individuals emotionally. It affects them emotionally. Your emotions, you get to realize you're having mood swings. One of the bad effects of emotional abuse, your mood is not steady. The next minute you're happy, the next minute you're switching.
You're actually barely happy. You're switching between sadness and anger.
Yes, you can just stay and you can just think of, remember one thing, you're switching again. You have mood swings. You just have so much anxiety in you. Before you want to start to do something, you're already panicking. You're sweating all over your hand. Like, okay, can I?
And you can't focus. You're always
distracted. You cannot focus. You cannot even do it right. But there's a part of you that knows that you can get it right. But because the abuse has been so much, it has eaten you so much that you forget that inner self that is there waiting for you to believe small in it, for you to just wake up. We just forget it. We're feeding on what other people made out of us. Because yes, it's somebody that must have made you.
But sometimes it's difficult for a lot of people to balance it when the negativity outweighs the little hope and light and positivity you have in you, and then the world out there is just pouring negativity in it. It's difficult to cope with. It's very difficult to deal with. It takes a lot of, I don't know.
So how do they heal from it? Because me, I just have to find myself in the right circle. And
you have to find yourself in the right circle.
And I started talking to the right people,
But before that, you have to figure what's up with you, because you didn't just wake up and start talking to the right people.
Of course,
you found out what was the problem. Understand? So I mean, for some people, I think until they identify the problem, that this is what it is, help cannot come. Because I think there's a quote that says, when the student is ready, the teacher will come. So until you identify the problem and you're ready to fix it, you will not fix it.
Then I'm so sure there are people that must have even identified that they're going through emotional abuse, but they don't even know how to break out from the abuser. And this thing is more in the relationships and intimate friendship, right? So some of them knows for a fact that this person is abusing them emotionally, but it's how to even break out of it. So, I don't know. What do you think about that? Do you think it's the fear of...
For me, I feel like... I'm sorry, my brain can be crazy a little bit, but then I feel like every abusers have a weakness. That's what I always look for. For my abuser's weakness, so that by the time I identify, let's say I identify myself that I am being emotionally abused and I have to get out of it. But because your abuser has power over you, it might not be very easy to get out of it. That's where you find the weakness. Or you could go legally and try to report this abuser to the proper authorities, but don't report and go back to the house.
Yeah, but some of these abusers, they have power. They have influence.
If they have the power, that's where you find the weakness. You get it? Because there is always something that they're going to want to give up that bullshit for. So if they have too much power, they have a weakness. So you go for the weakness. Be careful though. And you can also try to talk it out, but in most cases it does not really work.
It doesn't
really work talking about being abused with your abuser,
because it's like fun to them sometimes. They see it as their playground.
Exactly. You're
eating on,
like, okay, this is even coming to me to tell me what I'm doing and all of that. So in most cases it doesn't work, but it's still part of a way to fix it. And what else?
I feel the best way, one of the ways at which they can easily identify, or they can easily break out from the circle of an abuser, is when they have identified that they are being emotionally abused, number one. And then when you identify that you're being emotionally abused, then you have to start doing personal reflection, like self-reflection. You have to start reflecting on yourself and start making yourself feel good. That's what worked for me anyways. Start making yourself feel good. Tell yourself those good things that you don't need anybody out there to tell you. First of all, love yourself.
Yeah, you have to love yourself.
Self-love. I never had self-love for myself before. So I started developing self-love. If I feel like I want this, I get it.
Exactly.
If I feel like, okay, listening to this thing is going to make me feel good, I listen to it. If I feel like, okay, watching this is going to make me feel good, I watch it. You just, things like that just distract your mind. It creates a different channel for you in your head where you can just find yourself living that space that feels like a total void, find yourself living it. Because right now, what the abusers do, they build a house.
Okay.
They build a house in your brain, in your mind. They will make you feel like it's what I tell you that you need to know.
And what every other person,
whatever anybody tells you, the victim now becomes dependent on what they give to them. So emotionally, if they're breaking down, they know that emotionally they're breaking down, but they are feeling sorry for. You're saying sorry for a crime you did not commit, and you're feeling sorry again.
I wish I could say this in the way this in my brain right now.
But you understand what I'm saying, right? Like the abuser is trying to make you look like you did something wrong. But to you,
the whole time you're the victim.
Yeah, and you're still apologizing even as the victim.
Anyways, I was like that one time, but not anymore.
Yeah, you see, everybody must have gone through that kind of stage. I've been there before one time, if I even recall vividly. You just don't want to hurt the person, but the person is hurting you.
Exactly.
You don't want to see the person sad, but the person
is making your everyday sad. Like, don't you see?
And once the person leaves that room, you're already crying. And sometimes you just cry and don't want the person to hear you cry. You're suffering emotionally.
Especially in a romantic relationship. Love is a word, I swear.
You don't want him to hear you cry. And then when he complains, you're like, I'm sorry. Okay, maybe it was my fault.
It was my fault.
Maybe
again.
Maybe I didn't see it this angle. Maybe I didn't. No. It's too obvious that I'm saying this thing calmly because I used to be like that.
I know, right? I've been in that spot before too.
It feels like I'm talking and I'm shooting myself off the leg.
What to do?
It feels like I'm trying to talk to you guys and at the same time I'm telling myself that
we're all learning from our experiences and your experiences as well. So.
Yes. So you might not perceive it that way. So if you have an opinion or you have a comment or if you've experienced something like that as well, please don't forget to send us an email at ennisdiamond01@gmail.com or you can send us a private message on our call line. Yes, now we have a call line +233-053-208-7015. Okay, ring us now. We can pick your call. Don't worry, ring us. We'll pick your call, please. Because I understand that everybody have or has their own story, right? I personally, talking about the topic is not because of it's just new to me, it's because I've suffered it before. And if I could break us from it, I believe that somebody out there can do it.
Can do it as well. And it's actually fun talking about it.
Yeah, talking about it now is just like
if somebody else is listening, I get emotional, but right now the whole drama is just fun because you're looking like, was I really in that spot?
Yes, you'll be asking yourself,
was I really do that?
Like that? So I'm here.
I swear.
The guy could even beg the beg self. Oh God, I beg for it as well. So that is why
you guys should stop being emotionally abusive.
That is why we're saying it now. We're saying it now. It's funny now because we've overcome it, and then that's why the topic is out there for you guys to, understand that it's not okay for you to just accept it. How can you accept being emotionally abused?
Don't accept that.
Don't let that. See,
you deserve better.
Exactly.
All the love.
The man doesn't have no relationship, not because of, okay, let me put it this way, let me rephrase it. Not because of you're in a relationship with a man, then you feel he has the right to tell you what you need to hear. No. If he's telling you you're stupid because that's what he feels you need to hear, that doesn't mean you should accept it.
Because you're not stupid.
Are you stupid? No, you're not stupid. So he's already putting it out there because that's what he wants to tell you.
And maybe he's stupid because a lot of people say things as a reflection of themselves, So
yeah, but it's true. Yeah, you can say things as a reflection of yourself. Yeah, that's true.
Because you feel stupid and you want to put it out on somebody else.
And you want to make another person feel that way.
Oh yeah, and I just look at this person and be like, this person is already just so fucked up because you can clearly show to me that you're already messed up. So
that's it.
It's calm.
Please, it's not just about the guys to the ladies, because it's not. I know the lady to the guy. You men get emotionally abused too.
But too, that's very true. Women
But
can be very emotionally
the men's one is even worse because women don't know how to talk. Oh, hey, if you see where a woman is abusing a man, men will always want to show you that they are being hurt emotionally. They want to just take it in. They don't want to break down in front of the woman.
Because they've made them believe that if you speak up, you're weak, you're not strong enough.
They have made them believe that. I don't know why you even believe such thing though. But anyways, it makes you. That's what makes you. If that's what makes you a man, then fine, so be it. But we are not talking about just the females.
It's both ways. It's both ways. Like your male, female, your boss, your mother, your uncle, your auntie, whatever situation you find yourself.
Adult child as well. Because why the women are out there the most is because they are always on the internet. They always bring out their problems on the internet.
They're always the first to talk.
They are always the first to report their issues. Do you get? So men are just in less. They have very little advantage because they're not always. It's before you see a man coming out to say that a woman did this to him, he must have endured a lot, and then maybe if it's something that is about to, stay,
and he needs justice.
Yes, he needs justice. He will just come out. So men also go through emotional abuse as well, but it's not okay. We should just learn to respect each other.
Exactly, respect. Like
let's just learn to respect each other.
Respect each other. Treat people the way
you want to be treated. Because I do not understand why you should feel so good about bringing people down, and then it makes you happy. How can you feel so good about doing that? Like you talk to people like they don't mean anything. You talk to them like they don't have a family. You talk to them as if they are aliens. They just appeared into this world. And then guess what? Those people that do that, they expect people to talk to them nicely.
Oh yeah, they do.
They expect. They expect people to
sometimes they force it, like they want to force this respect on themselves. Like
I think there's something I wrote down. I wrote down something. I was thinking about it when I was pondering on this thing. I said, let me don't forget it. I wrote down something. I said, abuse starts gradually, happens repeatedly, and people of any age or gender can be the abuser or can experience abuse. So it's not just about the adulthood or the adult child. It's not just about a grown-ass man or a grown-ass woman. A child who can experience
abuse. Even the elderly ones, like those elderly people,
the old
they get abused too.
Exactly. Yeah. The abuser can be your spouse or romantic partners. They can be parents, they can be caretakers, or even the adult child. So my thing is, you see, from emotional abuse is so strong that it hits you mentally. It disorganizes you. Even if you are in a workspace and you're working for somebody and the person does not even know how to appreciate you, there is no way you can deny the fact that whatever thing he says to you is not getting to you, even if you are acting like you're strong.
You have to keep it professional.
You have to keep it professional. But guess what? They are also human beings. The way we talk, the way we let it out there is so bad that right now people do not even have respect for words. People just outrightly just throw words at people and they don't care about how they feel emotionally. And this abuse happens when they are in the same space because they do it over and over, especially a boss to the subordinate, a spouse to be it a boyfriend to the girlfriend to the boyfriend, a couple, a man to the woman. Do you understand?
And you know, some people say, because one time I was reading something about this abuse, and somebody in the comment section said, you cannot give what you don't have, but you can cultivate it. Like
you cannot give what you don't have,
but you can cultivate the act of being nice to people.
Yes,
she was saying somebody who's not nice, who does not receive niceness, cannot be nice to other people. I'm saying, yes, you can, by cultivating the act of being nice. So as an emotional abuser, you said you was being abused. That's why you are an abuser as well. Like I said before, because you went through it doesn't mean you have to allow it again or keep the cycle going and all of that. Choose to be a changed person, be a nice person, because the world would be a better place for everybody. We'll all be happy and everybody will be living good if you just choose to cultivate that little act of kindness and stop being
An abuser.
abuser. In fact,
Exactly.
an abuser generally.
Yes.
Yeah, let's live in love and light.
I just hope, and then please do not forget to send in your questions, and do not forget to send in your own experiences. And just like we read the experience of the lady that went through the rape thing and everything, letting things out like this will make you feel good. If you're going through emotional abuse right now and you want to talk about it, let it out. We're here to listen. And you can also reach us on all social media platforms. You can follow us at DE_podcast01. And do not forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share. Thank you so much, Beta, for going through this topic with us today. And it doesn't even feel like it was so strong. I'm trying for it not to look so heavy, because if you're looking so serious about it, people will get, they'll feel like,
it's a relaxed zone.
Yes, is it this heavy? Oh God, what am I going through this strong? So that's why I wanted it to just be a very chilled one. But then again, they would understand that as time goes on, they can easily heal from it. It's not something that can just happen to you. You cannot just heal
happen at a
overnight.
snap of a finger. It's time.
You cannot heal overnight. It's a time thing. With time, they can heal and they can be better.
I wanna say thank you to the lady that shared her story with us.
Oh yes, thank you.
We really appreciate you, and I hope and I pray that you heal as soon as possible. And to the viewers out there, please send more stories. We want to share, we want to read, we want to learn, and we want to know what's going on with you guys out there. It's love and light from me.
God bless you. And thank you for watching, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Until then, see you on our next episode.
Thank you, Miss V, for
Bye.
having me.
Thank you so much for being in the studio with me today, Beta.
Thank you.
Oh my God.